Got an old guitar, secondhand. It had a crack in the back here, and I filled it with J-Weld. It's kind of, 50-50 glue you put together, and I epoxied it in, sanded it off, and then I resprayed this part of it. So far you can see it's kind of a deep red, and in front here the wood, I started sanding it, but actually the wood veneer isn't deep enough, so the balls of wood underneath came through. So I've decided, it cost me $10, why not try pour medium on it? But what I'm going to do first, this is an undercoat, a white undercoat primer. But what I'm going to do is put acrylic white on it first, paint the whole thing white, and then pour the medium on it afterwards. So first I'll paint it white and we'll go from there. Yeah, just finished off the second layer. And it's looking there's a little bit of green showing still, but I think it's enough. I'll put it on the pour liquid next and see what I get out of this for the fun of it. If you watched my other video, you saw that acrylic medium kind of does its own thing and pours its own way. I'm going to try to stay minimal in colors. This is a little too strong for the guitar. So I like the pink in here, in this one, and the blue here. Right, so the pink and blue. But I like this blue here with the whites. So I'm thinking pink, blue, some white, black, and maybe a little splash of red in there, depending how it goes. And then letting it flow and see what's happening. Okay, I'm going to pour the medium on right now. I'll use my left hand so you can see it. Knife, pour medium like we did before. We'll pour it on the guitar. And I'll pull this forward so you can see it better. There we go. In the lens. Spread it around. I masked off the inlay here just to see if I can save it. Here we go again with this famous medium. I'm going to pour it thick today. When we use thicker stuff, it got more glazed looking. I want the guitar to look glazed. So I'm going to be quite generous with this stuff today. There we go. Here I go. I'm going to start with blue in the center and bleach it out a bit. Not too sure how it's going to turn out. Use a brush for a minute, see if I can flick some on it. We'll find the details. Yeah, I've sprayed black in that side and I really don't like it, so I'm wiping it off. With a bit of water in it, because I don't like the black in it, it's not happy. The guitar looks really happy and the black didn't work, so I'm going to wipe it off and do that section again with something else. I really didn't like it. And pour the liquid on and try to make it up again. As you can see, it's nearly got too much color now. And if I tilt the guitar any way at all, it starts moving, pouring. But I'm finding it nearly too much color, so I'm dabbing a bit of the paper towels in here and making some white spots to give it more of an effect. We'll see what happens. I didn't like the effect I got, so I took the can and anywhere where there was not enough pouring liquid, I poured it in, kind of made it glazy looking, in little holes like that. And here on the edge, or any little holes, I put this in the pour medium and poured it in the holes. But I'm getting this real kind of glassy marble effect that looks gorgeous, but I've used a ton of pouring medium, which I don't mind because it looks like marble right now and I love the look. See, I'm just pouring this on like this. mega stuff, but it's marbleizing absolutely beautiful. And you know, this is the effect I wanted to get out of this medium in the beginning, and I've never really got it. It's obvious I have to use a way more pouring medium to get this. But now it looks gorgeous. I have a couple of spots here I'm going to pour into when it's dry. I mean, this thing's full of medium now. I'm going to let it dry like that and see what happens when I take off the tapes. So, the way I'm finished, I poured a whole pile of pouring media on the guitar to give it a real marbleized look. And it's flowing gorgeously. And I love the way it marbleized itself, and I didn't have to do anything with only some colors, simple colors in there. So I'm going to leave this dry now and see how it turns out, and I'll show you the end product. Yeah, I got up this morning and checked out the guitar, and it has, you know, uneven surface, the pour medium for some reason, which is fine. So I thought I'll check and test out whether I can sandpaper and that. So I'm just going to show you this board. I'm doing a test. I put some pour medium in some of the dips to see what happens when the colors come out. You can see my arrows there with filling it, right? Then I sanded this area here. I should turn on the light. I sanded this area here, and then use wet and dry white sandpaper, and then I clear coated it to see if there's any chemical reaction. Over here I've sanded it and put the pour medium, just smeared it back on to see if it gives it a shine. And here's another fill and a fill. You can see my guitar. It looks really nice, but it is uneven. You can see a dip. See the marks here? There's marks there, and you can see in the shine here some marks there. And I want to find out how to get them out. Over here I've taken two of my paintings, and I've used the spray clear coat spray, which is like a varnish, on these paintings, giving it much more color. So I'd advise people doing paintings to put some kind of a varnish on them after, give it really depth. The color really comes out again. What I've done is, as you can see, I did the pouring media, let it dry, but now I've sanded it with 400 grit wet and dry, using water and sanding it. And I had some cracks along the edges here, with some marks afterwards where I tried to clear this edge off, this inlay and this inlay. So I used a little bit of white acrylic and touched it up, gave it a light sand with the 400 again, and I've done the paint with a little light sand. I'm not a perfectionist really in that sense. I'm going to just go clear coat it with the clear coat spray. I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Clear and see how it works out. I'll just change the camera to close-up so you can see what I'm doing. And that should complete the guitar, I hope. Yeah, I let the guitar dry overnight. I had to touch it up last night with acrylic and different colors around the edges where this inlay is. And then here in the inlay too, I had to do some touch-ups, and in here where the tape came off and pulled it a little. I sanded it with 400 wet and dry. You know, some people go to 600 and 1,000, 200, which is very fine. I'm not a perfectionist. It's a $10 guitar I'm recycling. It had a crack in here, a little kind of a split in here, which I've fixed and filled so that the guitar looks like one piece. As you can see, it's quite nicely looking. And now we're going to go, I'm going to go spray and paint it with Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Gloss Clear and see how this turns out. They say you should do 3 coats. Here I go. You know, shake your can well. Always have a rag to wipe the top nozzle so that it doesn't start splashing. And we're going to do the first pay, which is about 30-40% coverage. Bringing out the color lovely, making a much deeper color. I think that's good for the first coat. Going a little bit over 30, I'd say. I always do a little bit too much. We'll do the sides and that now. And then we'll do the neck last and hang it. You can't really see that very well, so I'll tilt it up. There we go. I need the light to see where I'm spraying. Okay, I'm going to do the sides and the neck, and it should be fin, and let it dry. Here we are. I brought it outside, the finished product. I sprayed it twice, of course. You know, I didn't do the 3 times like I should have. And I got a nice finish. I don't think it needs any more. I'm not sanding it or anything else. I think for what I wanted to get, in general, it's good enough. I recycled an old guitar, brought it back to life. Some kid will love to play this with this pattern on it, with this one-of-a-kind guitar. All I gotta do now is put the strings back on and everything. This dries really quick, this clear coat. I mean, I was like a minute or two and it was dry, and then 3 minutes, 5 minutes later, I resprayed it again. So respraying isn't too bad. So I'm very pleased with the outcome. You can see the colors in here. Bring it up, there's the color. Isn't that nice? It's got a little bit of inconsistency here, but I mean, that's part of the character of the guitar. It makes someone a great present. There you go. $10 and a can of clear spray and some acrylics. And you got a recycled guitar.